Rhetorical questions are powerful tools used by speakers to create dramatic effect, engage the audience, and emphasize key points. These are questions that do not necessarily require an answer, but are designed to provoke thought, agreement, or further reflection. They are used to guide the audience in understanding the speaker's perspective or main idea. Types of rhetorical questions and their purposes. 1. Encourage the audience to think deeply about a topic. These rhetorical questions are used to spark curiosity or prompt reflection. They help the audience visualize or imagine a situation, making the message more impactful. Example, there were no cars or trucks, no phones, and no postal service. Can you imagine what life must have been like? This type of question invites the audience to empathize or connect with past experiences or situations. 2. Invite agreement from the audience. Tag questions. These questions subtly encourage the audience to align with the speaker's viewpoint by framing the statement in a way that seeks agreement. Example, we wouldn't want to lose our sense of culture, would we? This approach involves the audience by making them feel included and reinforces the speaker's argument. 3. Provide answers to anticipated questions. These rhetorical questions anticipate what the audience might be wondering and then answer the question directly, making the message clearer and more engaging. Example, so, what is meant by good government? Well, the king puts the needs of the country first. This strategy helps address doubts or concerns, keeping the audience informed and focused. Why use rhetorical questions? They make speeches more engaging and interactive. They help emphasize important points. They encourage the audience to reflect and connect with the speaker's ideas. By skillfully using rhetorical questions, speakers can captivate their audience, inspire thought, and effectively convey their message. Well, today, now let's listen to the speech that uses rhetorical questions to engage the audience. Your task is to identify these questions and classify them into the categories we've discussed. 1. Questions that encourage the audience to think. 2. Questions that invite agreement. And 3. Questions that provide an answer to an anticipated question. Let's begin. Dear students, it is my privilege to introduce an extraordinary advocate for global education, Professor Sarah Miller. Professor Sandra Miller is not just an expert in this field. She's a visionary leader who has dedicated her career to ensuring that education becomes a universal right, not just a privilege. With decades of experience in building educational initiatives worldwide, she is here today to inspire us with her insights and practical solutions to one of humanity's most pressing challenges. Professor Miller, welcome, and thank you for joining us. How are you feeling today? Professor Miller, it's an honor to have you with us. Welcome to our program.
Thank you, Professor Restituyo, for the opportunity to share this information with your audience. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. Let's start by considering a simple question. What would life be like without education? Imagine waking up every day without the tools to read, write, or understand the world around you. Can you picture how limiting that would be? Education gives us freedom to think, grow, and create a better future. Now, let me ask you this. We wouldn't want to live in a world where education is inaccessible to millions of children, would we? Education is not just a privilege, it's a fundamental right. If we lose sight of this, we risk losing the foundation of progress. But what does it mean to ensure education for all? It means building schools, training teachers, and making resources available. So, how can we, as individuals, contribute to this mission? By volunteering, donating, or simply raising awareness. Every action, no matter how small, plays a role. Finally, let's ask ourselves, is it possible to make a difference in the world through education? The answer is a resounding yes. History has shown us time and time again that knowledge transforms lives. Together, we can create a future where everyone has the chance to learn and grow.
Now that you've listened to the speech, take a moment to reflect. Identify the rhetorical questions used in the speech and classify them into the correct categories. 1. Questions that encourage thought. 2. Questions that invite agreement. 3. Questions that provide answers to anticipated concerns. Write your answers, and we'll discuss them as a group to ensure you understand how rhetorical questions can be a powerful tool in communication. Let's begin.